Hey, how you doing guys? ZDEyE here. So today I thought it was quite necessary to talk about this and also show you some proof with the translations. This is going to be important for me to clarify. The translations that I will be providing it to you in front of you, mind you, may be incorrect due to the fact that I do not speak Chinese. Basically, what am I getting at? There was some concerns regarding that Resident Evil Resistance is basically the online mode of the Resident Evil 3 as well that will be coming out for it, will have some kind of loot boxes. Because as the images show, and also as what you're seeing right here in front of you as well, it kind of raises the questions, oh my god, are the loot boxes going to be in this game? And I actually have done a full-on translation. I'm going to show it to you as well right here. Now, there is few tidbits of information I definitely wanted to mention. Number one, that this video or the gameplay as well, the background, what you're seeing is a big shout out to Black Fox 2240, and I'm going to leave all the down links below in the description and make sure to check him out. This is, by the way, a raw gameplay, and also it's about 18 minutes length in entirety. I'm not going to play the whole thing in here, obviously. I don't want to do that. A few bits of gameplays I will include in here, but more importantly, personally for me, I thought it would be important for me to clarify and show you the translations of these, sort of concerning the boxes and the loot boxes. Now, regarding of the loot boxes as well, there's 3 different clips I definitely need to show you. They're not exactly clips. I have cut them out into the images. I've done a translation. So what you're seeing right here in front of you right now is the first thing. As you can see in here, it says everything in Chinese, but I have translated it just like I already have mentioned. Here's the translation, everything that has been done. And yes, you can see this is pretty much tasks. What you will have to do during the gameplay, not so much what you will be buying things as an example. So again, tasks on the top. This is a survival daily. Some things I did not mention it twice or 3 times because they actually repeat themselves. Like for example, survival daily repeats second time, third time, and then the second last one says daily. Each floor is on the last one. I don't quite understand what that means. Each floor is presumably because the sections of how you will be going through the game. And the other thing is just the grade points, what you will be grading for yourself and how much you will be earning for yourself, how much money as well. Just the simplest term to understand. Some kind of currency, but in-game currency, that's important to clarify. The last thing is actually a little bit different. What I mentioned, or translated I should say, was decorative box. I assume it's a prop box, maybe it's the loot boxes that people are concerned about. Well, when you hear decorative box, does not necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It sounds like more of a cosmetic thing, doesn't it? Well, I have much more proof, don't worry. Anyway, on the bottom, I thought it was necessary to translate as well, what you have to do for these tasks. Earn 1,200 umbrella currency for the score points, remove or destroy 10 traps, 15 uses of traps, a hamper of the survivors, complete all the daily tasks, and achieve 5 or more B grades that you will require to do so. Remember, there's like grade C, D, B, A, and S as well. Well, that's of course to be fantastic done it. So on the bottom you can see also did a little bit of clarifications for us in the gameplay that this thing, it says just time to the next mission, the counter goes down, the time anyway, but there's also daily missions. That's all it says, just a clarification for it. Now the second image, as you can see, is also I have done the an effort of actually translating it and providing it to you. This is the big concern that people were seeing. This is a prop box. This is the only thing that really did show up on a translator, what it could have been closest to resemblance. Underneath it says equipped with props to strengthen, I can't speak English, strengthen the character. That's kind of concerning, isn't it? So you can take a look here, first and the second and the third, you can understand already this, right? Low level prop box, and it goes to medium level prop box, and the last one is like advanced or premium prop box. And underneath, that's important to mention as well. Use grade points, remember the grade points that you unlock when you do the tasks in the game, to purchase Survivor's low-level item box. Mind you, if you can see, this is a category in a bluish area, lights and everything. It's a Survivor category. That's important to clarify. Also, yes, you can see on the very bottom as well, Survivor, and controller boxes are separate. I will mention what they are all about. The controller is not exactly controller, I would even say manipulator, because Google Translator, they translate it incorrectly some of the times. I didn't do, well, the third image you're seeing right now is somewhat similar, but in red color, and it actually goes in a different category. It says advanced or premium box. That's what the two things translated for me. You can only unlock this for the mastermind, right? I think this is basically mastermind. The controller or manipulator is basically mastermind. You can only unlock this when you reach the level 20, but as a mastermind and not the survivor. So yes, you have two different kind of level system in here as well. By the way, on the top, I did not translate that because it's exactly the same thing. Again, strengthen your character, and it says prop box again. On the bottom, I did another translation. Use grade points, my apologies, to purchase advanced manipulator's item box. That's exactly as it's been translated. Underneath again, it's just they're separate leveling system that you will be able to get for yourself for these prop boxes. And so now we get into the very last clip, or I should say even an image that I have also translated. This one is also an interesting one. There's a lot more to translate from here. As you can see right here in front of you, pretty much also very concerning. But anyway, basically, as you can see, it's decorated box with various decorations has been translated as well. I also did a little bit extra translation, what are these individual tasks that you're required to do. So out of 0%, not 0%, but like out of 24, 15, 48, and so on. Survivor story, styling some sort, monster modeling, weapon modeling, some kind of medium spray, survivor action, zombie action, operator voice. Now the bottom part is interesting. Use grade points to purchase a decorative box. Okay, we know this, but the last thing is weird. So, earn the corresponding score points for umbrella currency to purchase reward boxes. Now, reward boxes, I could be very wrong, mind you. The Google Translator can be very wrong about these translations, and they could give you a little bit of different kind of information. So, they could totally get the word for like I want or I need very differently and not correct at all. So I still don't believe that this is necessarily meaning that this is how you make a purchase with the, with real life money. Because if you take a look at the top right corner, the logo and the currency on that sort, on the numbers anyway, it's almost identical. And the logo itself, the image, right? The icon, whatever, it's identical as well. And so I don't really see how this would have some kind of a, we could be using the same currency. So is that how it really works? Because clearly you can see here to get this, this box, it will cost you, well, as I'm looking through here, of course, it costs you 50,000 as, well, considering grade points, that's how they say it anyway. And you need to, out of these, you will get perhaps like survivor styling, some sort, monster modeling, weapon modeling, medium spray. That's the thing I presume that you can get inside the box. And maybe it also shows you what you already have received, and so you can stack up and collect things as such. So it's not necessarily meaning that you have some kind of an advantage. Well, again, styling, what does that really mean? Styling, boy, he could be doing his moves and dancing around, kind of, it's understandable really. Monster modeling, modeling is an example. What he's doing modeling, he's like posing and stuff like that. Weapon modeling, that's not necessarily meaning you're gonna have like some kind of upgrades to your weapon, because then you're gonna have a pay to win situation. I don't really think that is either as well. Spray, well, what do you think spray does? Just paints, really. Survivor action, we are talking about survivors here. Action, it also can mean a lot of different things. For example, he's dancing again. Maybe zombie action, again, zombie could be going crazy and doing his own maneuvers and stunts and dancing as well, not necessarily to avoid the enemies, but just being a funny idiot. Zombie action, I just mentioned that, what the hell. Operator voice, perhaps maybe you as an operator, as the mastermind, you could be talking and you can have different calls and different voices and extra dialogues and lines you can adapt and you can say. This is not necessarily meaning that this is going to be able to be purchased for your own, real life money. And if it is, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because let me tell you, All of this I have just mentioned and the way I have thought that you could get an opportunity out of this box, it's not exactly pay to win. It really is not. That is, of course, a very positive way of looking at this, of course. And anyway, as you just saw and heard, nothing was mentioned regarding of the real money currency. Nothing. So I think you might be as well. Rest assured, I want to mention that it seems like this was more of a debacle, was completely unnecessary if there is going to be anything of sorts. Now, of course, I don't particularly know if Capcom will do another clarification, basically, saying there's no loot boxes, none of that, you had to pay for the, with real life money, because a lot of people are already very scared about this situation, and I completely understand as well. Okay, well, hopefully that was somewhat knowledgeable, perhaps maybe a little bit interesting with the information that I wanted to provide here as well. Hopefully it was entertaining in some cases as well. If you're looking forward to the Resistance, Resident Evil Resistance, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. A lot of things are somewhat genuine and unique. I do like the approach of the Mastermind as well. You can pretty much call these zombies and the G-virus, T-virus, whatever, and that's pretty damn cool in my personal opinion. I love that approach into that sort of the gameplay mechanic. Mastermind, I personally think that's what it's all about, and yeah. Well, at that, thank you so much for watching. Tell me down in the comments, and what do you think about this whole thing and the whole debacle. But yeah, I see you guys all. Have a good one.